And happy low. Welcome to Dustin's Rhetoric Dialogue, where hopefully you've tuned in, turned on, and forgotten all the things you think you know, and remembered exactly what we told you last time. We're broadcasting live, of course, right now from beautiful New Smyrna Beach, Florida, where we ask, and we encourage our listeners, followers, and readers of both our YouTube and our Facebook pages. I keep wanting to say MySpace, and it's like MySpace. That's obsolete. So somebody get a phone call and tell me we're in the 21st century. The year is 2013, after all. Shocking. But we do encourage our listeners and followers and readers to send in questions and or comments. This would be statements. In other words, for topic conversations for these webcasts and the webcasts to follow. Remember, there are no stupid questions except for the ones that we fail to ask. If we're not at liberty to discuss what's on our minds, then what is the sense of having a mind to begin with? If you are following or have been following our series on YouTube and or Facebook, starting with time travel, it's an excellent video. I'd highly recommend it. This will be video number 5. This will be appropriately titled The Theory of Everything, I think. I like that one. This video in particular was inspired actually by a conversation that took place tonight with a karaoke buddy of mine as we discussed functional purpose on the drive home. Whatever that means. I don't know. I just thought it sounded really cool. Again, we encourage our listeners, followers, and readers to go ahead and send us questions, comments, and statements or topics about these webcasts, and in hopes of sharing or at least helping to shed some light on but a few of the endless mysteries of the universe and God. Today's date is January 7th. It is, 2:30 in the morning. Absolutely imperative that I should ask you, or invite you rather, that if you find our broadcasts to be both challenging and educational, I would ask that you go ahead and click subscribe. That keyword, of course, is subscribe. Capital S-U-B-S-C-R-I-E-E. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and our address is real simple, of course, DJS California. DJS California at Yahoo, DJS California at YouTube, and DJS California at Facebook. You can find me by looking up Dustin J. Sanders or Dustin Sanders. I think I'm the 6th one on the list for the general, or in the general search tab. And then, of course, you can help us to advertise on Facebook, like our links, downloads, and share them, etc. Should you choose simply to email me, it's going to be djscalifornia@yahoo.com and or gmail.com and even AOL.com, preferred to Yahoo. Please limit it to one of those. That'll be djscalifornia@yahoo.com only, right? Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the theory of everything. Hey, that's great. What is the theory of everything? Probably start by explaining what is the theory of everything. Who or what is the theory of everything? The theory of everything really is it's theoretical physics. It fully explains. Is this thing on yet? We're talking about theoretical physics, people. It fully explains and links together all known, supposedly, rather, I should say, all known physical phenomena. It's supposed to be able to give you a prediction, a precise measurement of the outcome of any experiment that could ever be carried out. That's pretty far out and radical thing to say, because what we're talking about infinitesimal universes, we're talking about time and space, we're talking about eternity and infinity, something that goes on and on and on and never stops. So to be able to link, predict any outcome that could ever happen within any experiment, whether it be in physics or chemistry or mathematics or anything else, is what we are referring to when we say TOE, or the theory of everything. Many candidate theories of everything have been proposed by theoretical physicists during the, it had to have been the 20th century, but during the 20th century, the primary problem in producing the theory of everything, of course, is that we find that general relativity and quantum mechanics are so hard to unify. General relativity is known by Einstein's theory of energy equals mass times circumference squared, or mass times circumference squared is equals to energy. How we arrived, or what was produced by that, of course, is the energy in this case, whereas quantum physics or quantum mechanics takes everything down at the microscopic level. So we're talking about time and space, but we're talking about something that can be predicted, or something that can be calculated based on light speed at 186,000 miles per second versus quantum mechanics or quantum theory. Now we're taking everything down to the the microscopic level. The problem with the microscopic level is, of course, you go to atoms, and then you have protons, neutrons, and electrons, and then you have particles and subparticles. So we're finding that the smaller we get, the bigger we are, because we get smaller and smaller and smaller. We're finding more and more and more. That, of course, is the purpose of the Large Hadron Collider over in Europe, I believe. was it? But anyway, initially the theory of everything used to determine it, basically an ironic connotation. So just a terminology given to trying to describe everything or to put everything in a box. We have claims to try to introduce the term in technical literature. Again, those are just things that have been put out there. Mostly me trying to sound smart and stuff like that, but just going from memory. But they do include quantum mechanics, electromagnetism, and things like that. The list of unsolved problems in physics goes on and on and on when we're talking about the theory of everything. But here's what happens. We end up coming up with more theories about more theories. So we have the theory of everything, or the idea, the thought of theory of everything, and now we've proposed M theory, or string theory. That is a universe connected within a universe, connected within a universe, connected within a universe. Again, we're getting down to the microscopic level where as you begin to study quantum mechanics, you get down to your atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, particles, subparticles. So as you go up, you go down, you go down, you go up, vice versa, verse vice. Are you with me? Okay, good. Is this thing still on? Just check it. Now then,